Peace and love, everybody. It's YourBroZo here with Compendium Network Marketplace, and we have a very special guest today. Very special guest, and I'm honored to have this young lady here. And first off, let me kind of explain, what Compendium Network Marketplace is. Basically, it's a network reference hub from which we basically look for your needs, and we put you with practitioners that have been well vetted and deal with integrity. So we try to get your issues resolved. And today we're kind of going to focus. This practitioner is a little bit different because she deals with dual products. I guess we'll put it that way. But first of all, this is the wonderful Sherise Nicole. And I'm going to go ahead and let you just introduce yourself, to the people, and we can go from there.
All right. As you said, my name is Sherise Nicole. I've done a lot of health and wellness work in the realm of media, radio. I was on WRG for 10 years, and event production for a long time, for like 15, 20 years in Atlanta. And so, I just kind of, I have a lot of skills and talents in multiple areas. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, and I did a lot of work in the realm of health, wellness, education, enlightenment, with entertainment and media for a long time in the Atlanta area. And so now I've always had, since 2011, my master's in social work, and in 2016, my license, while I focused in on the more macro level of social activism and social work, and not really focused in on the direct care aspect of it for a while, until I made a move out of the country. And everything went virtual during COVID, so I'm not a 9 to 5 clocking in and clock out type person, and just having the freedom to be able to do what I love to do and not have to leave the house, still take care of my child and my household and things, was very appealing. Mm-hmm. So I went back into mental health and focused on that career. And so I've been really doing that. I'm self-studied when it comes to metaphysics and natural health, wellness, herbalism, and I pretty much raised my 25-year-old with no over-the-counter medicine or going to doctors and things like that. And I have a 9-year-old who I'm pretty much raising the same way. And all of that self-studied. And so utilizing all of that with my clinical skills and ability to deal with things in a way that is professionally sound in mental health. It's just really been really good. I have a lot of success stories. It's really going well. And I really love doing it. Mm-hmm. I only do what I love. Only. Yeah. But also when I moved to Belize, I started to get into, I was always, even when I was dealing with the health and wellness at the events, and had my own kombucha. I used to make kombucha. I'm making it again, by the way. But I sell kombucha big time, and I will always have sea moss and different other health drinks. And so I use sea moss a lot. I knew the health benefits. I always understood that for a long time. So I used it and I bought it a lot. Mm-hmm. And I sold the drink a lot. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to Belize, where I moved 3 years ago, I realized that it's in the sea. Mm-hmm. It's right there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, I have to figure out how to grow it myself.
Extract it.
That was my goal, and I set out to figure that out. And so, took about 2 years, for me to actualize and manifest that vision and that goal and that thing that I wanted to do with sea moss. And so now I have a sea moss farm, and we are ethically harvesting. We are growing, harvesting, sun drying, cleaning, triple washing, and sun drying sea moss ourselves from start to finish. And it's just so exciting because I just love stuff like this, and it was all I wanted to do once I realized there was sea moss in Belize, and it was growing in the sea there. And in the sea there is much more you're going to get more quality sea life, period, in Belize, because you have the Belize Barrier Reef. And the Belize Barrier Reef is the second biggest barrier reef in the world.
Wow.
And you can see it from space and everything. And so, yeah. And if you do the research, the barrier reef is a serious conservation element. And there's different species of fish that you won't see anywhere else. There's different, just a lot of another level of quality in the seas and in the sea life. And so, people come from all over the Caribbean to fish there. I have friends that's from Jamaica that moved there after fishing there, coming back and forth.
Just, I gotta get back. I gotta come back. Yeah.
And they would come back and forth all the time. He said they had crews and they would come and fish over there because it's just a better quality. So the sea moss also.
Listen, I want you to show people the sea moss.
Oh, okay. So
Now, so let me say this, because I take the sea moss. My family takes the sea moss, and so now explaining that makes me now know why when I take it, I feel like I run a marathon. And my skin be shining, and I be feeling all good because it's a special type of sea moss, right?
Yeah, you can look it up I went on AI and I said, what is the benefits of sea moss growing near the Belizean Barrier Reef?
Wow.
And all these things came up that is an extra benefit.
Yeah, extra.
Even the temperature, all kind of things came up that was just different than
other places.
What it grows other places. And so that's another thing. And so now Tanahesi Farms actually started because I have a partner in Michigan who wanted to partner with me and grow food in Belize. And so he's out of Michigan. He's actually doing a project in Michigan under Tanahesi Farms. We're going to do some work in Atlanta with the Willie North Institute, which is my son's father's grow business. And then we're also in Belize going to do a sustainable growing project. But I started with the sea moss aspect of it once I was able to finally connect with the right energy and the right person that had the same aspirations as I ran into a few fishermen like, look, man, we can do the sea moss, man. You can get out here, man. And then some of them would see it, but they didn't, or didn't want to do it. I had one, he just didn't want to do it. He wanted to focus on his lobster. He liked what he was doing, catching lobsters and fish, and he wanted to focus on that. I had another one that wanted to do it. He seen it, but he wanted to be with me, and I didn't like him like that.
That's not a part of the deal, buddy.
He wasn't that, he wasn't, wasn't anyone that I would, deal with in that way. So that didn't work, because, and I like to know those things. Like, I like to know people for who they are quickly. And so that drove him out, because I'm like, business is business. You know what I mean?
Stop. Keep your head up here, buddy. Here. Let's talk business.
Right. But I did meet somebody who I'm now engaged to, actually.
Congratulations.
Who, we just collided with a lot of things. We have a lot of aspirations, a lot of dreams, a lot of things in common. We just really just meshed and connected in a way that I've never ever experienced in my life, and so
that's beautiful. Yeah, and it is needed, necessary, and it's beautiful. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, see, it's interesting because you are what you bring to Compendium Network Marketplace is like a perfect example of what we're trying to do. Because, like, Sherise, I've known her for years, so if I could call her up and say, I could text her and say, Sherise, my throat hurt, whatever the case may be, she could literally be like, well, get some lemon, get some so and so and so, get together, get it going, keep it going. Or on a just dealing like a holistic on the herb aspect. But now you're talking about something completely different because she deals with the mental health aspect. So that's two things you're talking about. Holistic, mental health, and now number 3 would be the CMOS. So you're a triple threat. Right?
Yeah.
And I honestly, I think you're the first person that's connected to Compendium Network Marketplace that has, 3 different things that you could really go through. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves is dealing with people like her that have integrity. I've known her sister a long time. Not a bad intent bone in the body, cell in the nuclei. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we need. Like great people that want to help people become better. You know what I mean? I think about it all the time. Like prime example, the referral. She referred me to Dr. Nwani. I know y'all you've seen her on some of my previous podcasts and etc. But I've referred people already off the rip, numerous people to Dr. Nwani, just because I know I want people to feel better if they're sick. So that's amazing. So I want to kind of backtrack a little bit because we kind of talked about the CMOS. How do you work specifically dealing with the mental health? Because I know. After that, tell us how you can get the CMOS first off. Because, but how can a potential client benefit from your health services, your mental health services?
Okay. Well, currently, I have license in Massachusetts and I have license in Georgia. I also have another contract that I do where I don't have to use my license, where I work all through Canada and all over the States. And I love doing what I do. That's nice. I enjoy it. Yeah. It's not something that I can really promote, because it's confidential. I can't talk about things as long as I don't identify people, which I'm going to start using some of my testimonies. I have some serious, beautiful testimonies. That's like, and so, to promote my practice that I'm starting in Georgia with my Georgia license. Okay, and so I am currently open to take clients in Georgia. Okay. We specialize with women of color. There's 3 of us. There's 3 clinicians within this practice that are building this. We specialize women of color, but I work with everybody. Yeah. There are some things that I found that is just maybe not my arena or expertise, but most things. When it comes to mental health, when people come, because in Massachusetts, I work in an agency that has referrals from hospitals. I get all the training I need. Right there. I can imagine. And so, I got a lot of training when I was taking crisis calls. I did that for about 2 years. Out of Canada as well, and all over the States for EAP situation. And and crisis calls, like these people have the EAP, and then one of their benefits if they need to talk to a counselor right now. Right now, And I did that for about 2 years. Woo! Yes. Got some stories underneath your belt, right? Yes. So, but they're confidential, so. I can tell the stories. Oh, you can tell the stories? Oh, okay. As long as I don't identify the people. That makes sense. And so it's a lot of things I've experienced. A lot of people I've been able to support successfully. Feel very, very good about it. There's clients that I have now that, I long term, because I'm trained with short term solution focused therapy, which I do with the EAP still. But I now do not crisis calls. I do messaging. There's a 13-week messaging program where we just message, and it's actually effective. I can see. I have a lot of great testimonies from people I've worked with in that way. So short-term solution focus is I'm trained to do that, but at the same time, cognitive behavioral therapy that is ongoing as people need it. I'm trained to do that, and I'm good with that as well. And I created my own program to kind of put them both together: short-term solution focus, cognitive therapy, coping skills practice to develop new mental habits. Because you can see how it works, right? You can see how, you can see how you can take each component, bring together to make it like an effective
style or technique to it. Yeah. That and see, that's one thing that because Melissa at Reiki Services, she's a therapist as well, and one of the most important things that I've learned throughout my years, even dealing with my mental health, is that it's that resource of mental health. I don't care who you are. It's like one of the most important things that you can have. You go to the doctor all the time, right? You go to the dentist, right? The mental health aspect is one of the most important things I've come to see, in my personal lifetime and people around me. You know what I mean? That is so important. And it's a resource that everybody should take advantage of, But going back to the CMOS aspect, because, we do have the event October 12th. And for what you told me, the CMOS will be there, correct? Okay. And I guess later on down the line, we'll find out exactly, what we can do. And hopefully you can make it.
I want to come and do some speaking around some things. I know you we talked about that. But it's just traveling back and forth. I can do it, but I don't want to do it as much. If I don't have to, I have a lot of things to focus on at home, and I love being there. I don't like being here.
I don't blame you.
But I do what I have to do, and so for sure the CMOS will be there. We have the beautiful goddess Imani, who is a fulfillment for Tanahesi Farms, who also always has CMOS in the States. We ship from Belize as well. If she doesn't have enough, we ship from Belize, or if I'm coming in, I'll bring it, or you can go to Savananda. We just got into Savananda, Ta-Nehisi Farms, Belizean Gold, 4-ounce packages. This is a 2-ounce package, so it's double this. We fit it all together, so it's like double this amount. This is 2 ounces here. And so we're in Savananda, right in Little 5 Points. So that is another way to get it. But definitely the CMOS will be at the event. You
might be there. CMOS will definitely be there.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna say that CMOS right now. Like I said, I take it every morning. Like I was telling her earlier when we came over here how my boys, they don't like the taste of it, so I got kind of trick them to it. You know what I mean? Not it's not they like the taste, but they don't like anything. Like you said, I don't like healthy stuff. But they specifically ask for it before they have to do events like football, because it gives them energy. They feel it,
That's something.
Yeah. I mean, they specifically are like, they know. They're like, okay, I'll take the CMOS. I'm like, stop acting funny. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, they kind of look at me funny because I literally just take a scoop and go, or spoon and go, whoop, whoop, whoop.
It has so many. It's just so beneficial to get it on a daily basis. It helps men with their libidos. That strengthen that man energy. Has a lot of iodine, so it's good for thyroidism, thyroid health overall.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It has so many nutrients. It's a superfood. So we're hustling and bustling and we're moving and we're doing so much all the time. How do you get 100 and something nutrients and minerals that you're supposed to get in a day? And CMOS have 92.
Yeah. Well, and I'm happy you said that, because one of the reasons why we do take your specific CMOS is because we no longer take the other multivitamins because of the CMOS. Because, most of almost all of the things that we're looking for in nutrients, we don't have to get it in some pill like that. We just take the CMOS. You know what I'm saying? And, so that's easy on me. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Seriously, because you go to like these places and you pay $30 for, what's the name? And your stuff is very economical. That's another thing. Like the amount that I paid for it and the longevity of it, because it gets big. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't go front. Like I did a half a bag. When I got.
Oh, that's a lot. A half a bag, because I would have to give you half-pound bags.
Yeah.
And so that means you took 4 ounces.
So I had one of the pitchers, like a water pitcher, like the plastic one, and to wash it off and let it soak.
Yeah,
it was busting out of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because he's talking about 4 ounces. Yeah, right. And this right here is 2 ounces. So this right here can make a pitcher full.
Yeah.
By itself, 2 ounces can make 32 ounces of gel. And so, like you said, the longevity of that, you take that, you put it in a glass bowl, something glass. You put it in a refrigerator with a top. and you just get from it. You get it for your smoothies. You get it.
That's exactly what I do.
You put it in your soups. You put it in the baby's oatmeal. You know, you can just put it in some tea. You know, every day you can just grab from it, and it's just always going to give you that nutrient, like you're taking vitamins. Yeah. You know, and so it's definitely in the longevity of this is years. Yeah. You know, the shelf life. Yeah. You know, and so it's really
all the nutrients stay there. That's an amazing product. I'll tell everybody about it. I'll give you my testimony right now. I love it. I'm gonna keep on taking it. You know what I'm saying? Indeed, seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and on the other side, you know, I definitely, that's why, you know, we're partnered with her, the Compendium Network Marketplace. Any individual, male, female, that because of me knowing your life story and also your experience and help people, you know what I'm saying, you would definitely want to be one of the first people I would refer with any type of mental health crisis or any type of situation, just because I know you know what I'm saying, you know, and that's important in this day and time, is teaming up with people that really want to help people, you know what I'm saying, and that's what this whole thing is about. You know, we just want to help people. I think it's this is a day and time really in which things are really strange right now, so we know people need help, and those two aspects of what we talked about there is so important. Mental health and physical health. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you cover two right there just by one person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so just like you spoke of, you know, I have, you know, you said, you know me, you know my life story. And that is very significant in my practice of mental health and my, you know, ongoing development as a clinician, because my experience and healing and always being on the healing journey. Some people say, well, Sherise, because people who know that I've been through some deep things and some very painful things in my life, and they, well, how can you, when you're still healing, how can you be a therapist? And I said, well, don't a doctor have a doctor?
Yeah, exactly. A therapist got a therapist.
You know what I mean? A therapist can have a therapist. Being what we call a mental health therapist, I'm a healer overall.
Straight
you know
up.
what I mean?
Straight
Period.
up.
You know what I mean? I read everything. You know what I mean? So, but being in that helping position where you're helping people to cope with things and develop skills to reprogram their subconscious is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And so I can have this skill set to do this for others. There's plenty of therapists walking around with the skill sets to in some way clinically knowing how to help, but they're like garbage cans inside. And they're not. You know, like me, the type of clinician I am, it's times where it seems like the Most High and the ancestors and, you know, the universe will bring me a situation that I need to hear for myself. And I will be dope than a mug to give them everything they need so sharply and precisely. But then it's my choice if I'm going to be honest with myself and say, Sherise, you need to do the same thing. You know? And it can be
That's real.
I'm telling you. So it's a skill set. As I was saying, you know, there's a pyramid of needs that we go by. And, you know, certain things, you know, food, clothing, shelter. You know what I mean? If somebody's talking about something, you know, I do problem solving with my clients. If they need, you know, certain things, financial, people go through a lot of financial. There's a crisis right now with the rents being so high all over the country, and everybody, white, black, young, old, is really being affected by that. And so, you know, problem solving in those arenas, sometimes all you can do is be moral support, you know, for them and help them to, you know, I tell people, put your positive thinking cap on. You know, you know, and so get their positive, you know, get optimistic about some solution focused things that they need to, you know, really grab on. But what was the question now?
Well, no, I think it's interesting because you were talking about earlier about the subconscious mind and like what you just said about the positive hat. Because like me personally, I didn't, you know, and it's so interesting. Life is a beautiful thing because like you think, like me personally, I'm starting to realize, like when I was younger, because I read all these books from all these different teachers and stuff. I thought I knew something, you know? And it's like, all that information just got me ready to make me realize, like, most recently, I don't know shit. And I don't think I'll never know really shit. I might know a little something, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but one of the major things I've learned, and that's what you're just talking about, the subconscious mind, you know, and literally how if you have a negative brain, like groove, I should say, in it, how important it is to fix that, to get the positive mindset inside of that positive groove in the subconscious mindset. You know what I'm saying?
I like how you put it.
Yeah. So it's that for me personally, that's a big thing for me, like learning about the subconscious mind. I just didn't know how powerful it was. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm happy you brought that up, because that's a very people. If you haven't really take the time to really, you know, go deep in the meaning and how powerful the subconscious mind is, because it really is. You know, it's like almost like a make or break for you as an individual. You know, that subconscious mind.
Yeah, because we learn so many things we don't realize we learn. You know, we tell ourselves, I am not going to be like my parent who did this, that. But then you become them anyway, because it's imprinted upon your subconscious mind, and you have not learned how to reprogram or reprogram distorted cognition. You know what I mean? And that's what that is. And so it's very interesting. You know, there's a lot of people. There's some dope people that I know that understand, lecturers, or you know, that's not quite, you know, in the field that I'm in, that understands it and speaks about it in their own platform. But I just like what I do in the way that I do it, because I have that information as well on a metaphysical level, you know, but I'm also able to utilize it in the realm of people reaching out for therapy, for mental health support. See, now, when I'm dealing with them in the program that I've created for these things, I don't come out and say, hey, you'll attract everything you know, what you think about most of the time, you're going to try. I know, though, but I don't come out and say it. I know how to give it to them in a clinical, professional way. And so I'm about to start writing, you know, in that way, focusing on the spirituality and the, you know, the metaphysical reality and aspect of human behavior and our own power to develop, you know, and change and grow. It can be like, you know, I say, man, my saying is, I want to be like, I have a matrix chip in, zoop, put it in the back of your head, and you all that old stuff is gone. You know what I mean? And so, like, short-term solution focus is I love that, and I'm tweaking it as much as I can. And some people are dope, man, and they get it, and they get it fast. And I've seen it, and I've experienced it, and I have done it. I've done it, where it's just quick. This one Korean little lady. It took me about 5 weeks of sessions with her, and she about fifth or sixth week, and it takes their effort too. Yeah, of course. I be telling them, like, look, you cannot come to therapy and think that there's some magic button that I'm going to push and you're going to be better. When you come with me and you spend time with me in sessions, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you talk and tell you, okay, I'll see you next week. No, that's not happening. Every week I need to see effort, and I need to see results, or I need to hear that, you know, reflections from you about why there's not results. Feedback. You know what I mean? Interaction. And feedback. It's okay. We have our regressions. When you went through stuff for so long, everybody's different. Everybody processes trauma differently. Everybody recovers and heals, you know, and processes the solution differently too. So I don't expect everybody to get it the same way in the same amount of time, but I do expect to see some type of work being done, some effort in place. And, you know, I'm telling you, I don't play with them, and they love it. They love it. They love it. They be like, I need this. I need this.
You know, it's interesting because, like, you know, I've done martial arts most of my life, and it sounds like you've created like your own, like, style, like you might have like a martial arts style. You created your own type of.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah. Your own style that works for people, and even sounds like it even works for you. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, especially when you see results. You know what I'm saying? And like you are like the spiritual kung fu master. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that knows that I evolve regularly. I'm always reinventing myself. I'm always going through something, and all of a sudden I'm here and I'm back. You know you know what I'm saying? It's not just because it looks like it. Yeah. I'm actually always working on myself the best I can. You know what I mean? And so this is why, you know, as a healer, I'm good for people in this way. You know, and so even when I went through when I went to Belize, I went through a lot of deep things, you know, that was just like, I felt like I was kind of pushed. You know, I traveled a lot before I even went to Belize to try to figure out where I wanted to go. Remember, I was going to the Virgin Islands all the time and all of that, you know, and I was almost moved to the Virgin Islands, but it was just too expensive. Well, not even expensive, it's overpriced. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, and it just was too waterlocked for me. My military mind kicked in like, man, I gotta have more ways out of here, you know? But when I got to Belize, I realized that, you needed this, Sherise, to slow down. You know, because I was doing this and I was doing that for years. But I had not dealt with some of the childhood trauma that I thought I did deal with. More complete than I had. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Belize, it was the major slowdown. Atlanta and my activities in Atlanta, I moved around and did all of these different things for years. Performing every time, always hosting, always doing events and producing events is a lot of freaking work. I make it look easy, I'm telling you, because people think it was trying to do what I was doing sometimes and stuff. But no. But you have to have the energy for it as well. I always tell people your events will reflect your own energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
My events always reflected my energy. You know what I mean?
No matter what it was.
So production. No, my energy overall is just purely authentically about the development of people. That's what I'm always about. You know what I mean? You know, and so with all of that, you know, I had to slow down, and in that slowing down in Belize, it really was helpful to me, and it made me realize a lot of healing that I still needed from childhood things. Why did I, you know, choose abusive relationships? Why didn't I heed the signs in abusive relationships? Why did I choose things that were not in my best interest? I have to take responsibility for that. I can't say, oh, he did all this. That person and this person, whoever did whatever they did, they were them before they met me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and blame them. I have to look at me and say, what was it about me that needed to grow when I made that choice? Right? So I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? I am somebody who just, you know, I definitely been through some deep things during my childhood that was not fair to me. That did affect my subconscious and my self-worth, my ability to honor myself to the fullest. You know what I mean? And so that's why I love working with women and young girls, you know, because it's all about honoring ourselves. And it's something that we can say and we can say and we can say. And I would say, oh, I love myself. But it's like, it still was layers that was not dealt with, or still, you know, decisions and choices that was being made in environments I allowed myself to be in. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just having the faith and detaching instantly, because it's not fair to me and it was not worth, you know what I'm saying? It was not worthy of my presence. And, you know, a lot of that. And so, you know, being in Belize helped me to slow down and really deal with the healing process, and then doing therapy while I was doing that. It's just been so good.
It's interesting because I just remember us talking at the time, because you was just like, I'm doing shadow work. And it's like, and it's just, everything you're talking about, I could see how it's all, you know, coming together, because, you know, just by talking to you now, you know, the Sherise 5 years ago or 8 years ago, you know, it's like a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like you said, constantly evolving. If you're serious about life, you know, and you take life serious, that's the only thing constant is change. And hopefully it's change for the better, you know what I mean? Because you're going in that direction. You know, I got to give you kudos for not only doing the self-work, but helping others, you know? And this is about as real as it gets, or the stuff we talk about, you know what I'm saying? Because we were talking about childhood trauma, PTSD, you know, a lot of us have dealt with that on different levels, you know what I'm saying? And without a therapist, you know, without a good therapist, without having the resources, and somebody like you know, people could deal with that their whole life. Or they could find somebody like you and figure this shit out. You know,
and then some people, you know, there's so much stuff online. You can teach yourself. You know what I mean? It's much more effective. I have one client. She's dope. She's really, really dope. She's just a beautiful, beautiful, very successful, high ranking in her career, top type of career, everything. But she has certain issues that she's been through young, and it's still bothering her. But she educates herself. She comes and she educates me. I was reading on this one thing and I was watching this one therapy. She's constantly educating herself.
She gets it
in the realm. But when she connects with me, it's a different intimacy that is focused on her issue in detail, because some things are going to go across the board with human behavior, but some things are going to vary because we are diverse beings, you know. And so some people can just do the education and get what they need and find ways to be able to help themselves, because what they're dealing with might be a little mild. They might be very resilient in their ability. Like, I feel like, you know, some people are just come resilient. Like, I'm resilient. Like, I get beat down, and go through this, and I still stay standing enough to be productive, even though there's a lot of healing. There needs to be time and space for the healing. My resilience, strong people. We have to stop. We have to not be scared. I have this one man. He had all these issues inside for a long time, not dealing with them. Have the career, have the wife, the life, white guy. And he was just like, you know, going through it, but not dealing with himself. But then his wife wanted a divorce, and he broke down, got manic episodes, psychosis, deep panic attacks, anxiety, everything all came up. Like, if you're not dealing with yourself, yourself will deal with you. If you're not dealing, it will get dealt with. And if it piles up and piles up and piles up and you're not dealing with yourself, you cannot keep going like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to stop, because now he has to stop.
He has no choice.
So those things have to go down. Like, he has to stop in order for him to continue to live his life. So he should have just did it on his own. Like, you know what? I need a break. I'm about to, you know, get short-term disability, get a break from work. He's doing it now. You know what I mean? But you know, kind of forced. Forced in the situation is opposed to being aware that would be one of the steps, you know what I'm saying, in the whole natural flow of things, as opposed to be thrown into it. But how do we know? How you know? So it's a blessing. Be aware. It's a blessing to have awareness and get the education and psychoeducation and enlightenment, and, like you said, be around people. But when you feel it, when you feel down, when you feel uncomfortable, you're not supposed to feel that way. You know, so now it's time to search and research and figure out what's happening. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of what it is you're dealing with, so that you can find the proper solution. With no diagnosis, there's no solution. Period. I don't go to doctors unless there's a diagnosis I need. I'll kill anything myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Unless we have some deep thing, or I don't know. You know, sometimes, you know, the doctors are good for crisis. They have some crisis type of situation. They're good for that. But other than that, give me a diagnosis. Give me a diagnosis. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you need to know why. You need to know what it is. You need to know how. Like, how did this happen? What's going on with me? You need to have a clear, comprehensive understanding of what's happening with you. You know, in order to be able to even do the research and say, oh, well, let me research how to deal with this I'm dealing with, because you don't know what this is. You don't even know what it is. You just feel uncomfortable. You know. So, and over time it gets worse and 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 worse. It builds up with no pressure relief valve, with no self-care, with no, you know what I mean, ability to, you know, air out what's happening with you, you know. It's going to be depression, it's going to be anxiety, it's going to be breakdowns and panic attacks. And you know how many people I talk to? Do you know how many people I talk to? A lot. And you know how many people I talk to that, man, it's so much. I would sometimes have to decompress myself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Sherise, like, whoa, because some stuff is so sad, you know, and it's just like, you know, I make a psychological adjustment to say, okay, Sherise, you are a healer. You help them. You just focus on the fact that you help them. You know, and I've been like that for years to do that. You know,
you be doing like a mental green mile thing, get it in, spit it out.
Yeah, you got to. Like, you help. You're supporting. You are doing your purpose, your life's work. This is what you're here to do, partly and partially. So you have to, you know, just let it be what it is, and that you're a healer in that way, and give thanks, you know, because it's a lot.
It's deep. Yeah, it's me being in my 40s, like I'm finally, like I said before previously, I'm finally starting to figure out this whole life thing out. You think you'd be like, you know, why was I doing this in my 20s, or why did so and so happen? And then you get a certain awareness of where you are in life and how it all works. You know what I mean? And that's when you can start really taking control of your life with those resources. You know what I mean? And with that true education, that true information about yourself, about life. You know, so you know, the more you know yourself, the better you can integrate yourself inside of life and make the right decisions.
Right. When you have knowledge of self, that's what you do. That's what you're doing. You're bringing people back to self. That's why I tell people, as a therapist, I'm bringing you back to yourself. That's what I'm here to do. Bring you back to yourself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I really hope you make that trip here on October 12th.
I know.
to speak and you know, to. Oh, I think you just said it. Yeah, to speak. But we already know that CMO's still going to be here, and I'm going to put all her information, her contact information, in the description, and you'll see her information. You'll see also the information on the screen as well. But is there anything else? What did you want to tell the folks? Before we kind of head on out, like how they can contact you. All that good stuff. So
and so I have a practice for Georgia that I'm building, and so I'm open to, like I said, we focus and we really want to help women of color. That doesn't just mean Black women. I work with all races, all ages right now at this time, but I want to focus in on supporting Black women and knowing that this is we are clinicians that have that expertise, special because we are Black women, and we are Black women who also have healed and are always healing, being in this society ourselves. Okay, and so
that's important.
But at the same time, anybody, you could always get a free consultation so that we can find out, how we can help you if it's good fit, to be able to move forward. And so the number to call to start that process to get a free consultation is 678-561-6799. And that's for Georgia. That's where I utilize my Georgia license in that way. Building this practice, I would love to go outside of that. Like I'm already going outside of it now, but even building my own practice. But again, that number is 678-561-6799. And you can also visit the website, which is healthyselftoday.org. Healthyselftoday.org.
I'll put all that, like I said, I'll put all the information in the description. Also, I'll put it on all the graphics here so you can see that. And but tell us how CMOS got to get the Belizean gold. Is that what you said? Yeah, I like that.
And so Tanahesi Farm. So I have a lot of different talents, and people used to ask me, very wealthy people, well, what do you focus on? And I would be stunned, like, because I didn't know, didn't know. And I had people tell me, you know, people are not going to know how to help you if you got all these other things going on. You have to be focused on something. So I've narrowed it down to 2, y'all.
Finally.
Yes. I had to stop doing everything to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? But I still do music, and I just decided I'm going to do my music about CMOS and mental health, and you know, I got some great songs developing right now with my bass and everything. So I mean, I'm gonna always do music. I just love it. Yeah. So, but the focus is CMOS and mental health. You know, and you know, the physical health and the mental health. I'm a healer. I've always been. I never touched anything that wasn't healing ever. Even was entertainment and media, film and music and nothing. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm still there. But in order to get more information about Tanahesi Farms, Belizean Gold Sea Moss, straight from the sea, how is it that you can know whose energy actually got it from this? I never knew that. I've been buying it forever, for 20 years. I've never known someone personally that I know their energy is the one who actually harvested and grown it themselves and handling it and cleaning it for me and everything. So you have it straight from our family to you and yours, you know what I mean? From every part of the process. And that is TanahesiFarms.com. So it's TANAHESIFARMS, TanahesiFarms.com. I'm also on Instagram, Ta-Nehesi Farms, and goddess_Ta-Nehesi. And so you can always keep up with us and see our reels of us actually getting out of the sea, you know, getting the harvesting. The sea moss is there on Instagram and Facebook, Tanahesi Nicole, and also what else? And so, also it's in Savananda. If you're in Atlanta, we have, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Big up Heru on the label. He did a great job on the label. You know, my team. I've had my own team. Folks, I've had a team. We've been doing this when it comes to graphics, when it comes to, you know, promotion, marketing, healing, and health and wellness. You know, we've been doing it. So, you know, we're continuing to do it. We're going to be doing demos. Willie North Institute buddy folks will be in 7-9 selling it. Sometimes we'll be putting that up on Instagram and stuff when that's going to happen. Things like that. So, you know, we're continuing to build in the same way, but now we're building more, you know, in our own tribe, in our own family, for our own family. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're doing that.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful story. Beautiful thing. Kudos again to you for your self-healing journey and also healing others. Also healing people from not only the outside, but the inside. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so like I said, I can vouch for the CMOS. It's a bomb. My boys take it before football practice. You know what I'm saying? They used to try to give me a hard time, but now I done, you know, got them to, you know, want them to want it. You know what I'm saying? And now they're just like, come on, give me the CMOS. We got to go. I'm like, all right, now you get it. You finally get it. You know what I'm saying? And so I can definitely attest to that. And also just knowing you, you know, that's why we have your Compendium Network Marketplace, because of great individuals like you. Again, kudos for that. So that's really it on our end. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, October 12th, hopefully we'll have Sherise here. If not, or like I said, her product will be there, but all information will be in the description. All you have to do is contact her, and you know, and that you'll get this great individual to help you, take you to, you know, whatever level you need to take to.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate
y'all.
you. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Peace and love.